Our story takes place not on a grassy hillside, but in the heart of a bustling city. Instead of sheep, our shepherd, a young boy named Billy, tends to a flock of followers on his social media channels. Billy, like many others in the city, craved attention. He yearned for the thrill of seeing his posts go viral, his follower count climb, and his name splashed across the digital world. One day an idea struck him. A mischievous spark lit up in his eyes. He decided to fabricate a story, a thrilling tale of danger and intrigue. He imagined himself at the center of it all, a brave hero battling against the odds. It would be a story so captivating that it would surely catapult him to online fame. His heart raced with anticipation as he crafted his first clickbait post. "Giant lizard spotted in City Park. Run for your lives," he typed, his fingers flying across the keyboard. He knew it wasn't true, but the thought of the attention he'd receive was too tempting to resist. He hit post and waited, his eyes glued to the screen. Within minutes, his notifications began to explode. Likes, comments, and shares poured in. People were talking about his story, debating its authenticity, and praising his bravery. Billy was ecstatic. He reveled in the attention, basking in the glow of the digital spotlight. For a moment, he felt like he was on top of the world. News of Billy's lizard sighting spread like wildfire across the city's social media platforms. People panicked, sharing his post and warning their friends and families. The story even caught the attention of local news outlets, who rushed to the park, cameras in hand, eager to capture the terrifying creature. The park emptied as people scurried home, locking their doors and peering nervously out their windows. However, as the hours passed, it became clear that Billy's story was a hoax. No lizard was found, and the news crews returned empty-handed. People began to realize they had been tricked, and their initial fear turned to anger. They felt betrayed by Billy, who had exploited their trust for his own selfish gain. Billy, watching the tide turn, felt a pang of guilt. The thrill of the attention began to fade, replaced by a gnawing unease. He tried to defend himself, claiming he had made an honest mistake, but his words fell on deaf ears. The damage was done. The city, once captivated by his story, now scoffed at his name. People unfollowed him in droves, leaving scathing comments on his posts. His digital fame, once so bright, flickered and died, leaving him alone in the harsh glare of his own deceit. Despite the backlash, Billy couldn't resist the allure of online attention. He craved the validation, the rush of being the center of the digital world. A few weeks later, he decided to try again. This time, he concocted a story about a swarm of venomous spiders invading the city library. He posted pictures, doctored to show spiders crawling over bookshelves, and spun a tale of panicked librarians and fleeing patrons. Once again, his post went viral. People shared it widely, expressing their fear and disgust. The city held its breath, captivated by Billy's sensational story. However, just like before, the truth soon emerged. No spiders were found in the library. People, remembering the lizard incident, were quick to denounce Billy's story as another fabrication. The city's anger intensified. They called him a liar, a manipulator, and a menace. His social media pages were flooded with condemnations and accusations. Billy once again tried to defend himself, but his pleas were drowned out by the roar of the digital mob. He had cried wolf twice, and his credibility was shattered beyond repair. One evening, as Billy was walking home from school, he noticed something strange. A pack of wild dogs, their eyes gleaming in the twilight, were roaming the streets. They were large and menacing, their growls sending shivers down his spine. Fear gripped him as he realized the danger. These were not ordinary strays, but something far more sinister. Panic surged through him. He had to warn everyone. He pulled out his phone, his fingers trembling as he typed a frantic message. "Beware! Pack of wild dogs terrorizing the city. Stay indoors." He hit post, his heart pounding in his chest. He waited for the response, for the outpouring of concern and action. But this time there was only silence. His notifications remained empty. No one shared his post. No one commented. He tried again, posting more details, pleading for people to believe him. But his cries fell on deaf ears. The city, scarred by his previous lies, dismissed his warnings. They believed it was just another one of his attention-grabbing schemes. People scrolled past his post, muttering about the boy who cried wolf. Their trust, once broken, was impossible to mend. Billy watched in horror as the dogs continued their rampage. They chased people down the streets, their barks echoing through the night. He saw the fear in the eyes of his neighbors, the panic that gripped the city. He wanted to help, to scream from the rooftops, to do anything to make them believe him, but it was too late. He had squandered his credibility, and now, when the danger was real, his warnings were met with indifference. He was trapped in a nightmare of his own making, forced to watch as the city he had deceived faced a real threat, all because of his lies. The events of that night left a permanent scar on the city and on Billy's soul. The boy who cried wolf learned a harsh lesson about the fragility of trust. He realized that his actions had consequences, not just for himself, but for everyone who had believed him. He spent his days regretting his actions, wishing he could go back and change everything. He yearned for the opportunity to rebuild the trust he had shattered, but he knew it would be a long and arduous journey. The city, once eager to hear his stories, now regarded him with suspicion and disdain. The boy who cried wolf became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of honesty and the devastating impact of deceit. His story served as a stark warning to anyone who dared to exploit the trust of others for their own selfish gain. In the end, Billy learned that the price of lost trust was far greater than any fleeting moment of fame or attention.